shoot, mate. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Besides having some dank-ass memes, WallstreetBets has caused quite the stir in the investment world. GameStop, Shortsqueeze, hedge funds losing billions. What the f*** happened? What's up, everybody? Shawn McMurray here with another episode of Analytical Overdrive, investing in 4 minutes, and today I'm switching things up a bit. If you haven't been living under a rock for the past week, you have inevitably heard about the GameStop short squeeze and the investing crusaders of justice from the Reddit community known as WallstreetBets. I've been getting hit up left and right about what was going on and how I felt about the situation, so I felt it necessary to explain this as simply as possible and give you my opinion on the situation. As inevitably, you're wondering, did I miss the boat? Should I invest now, and should I keep an eye out for things like this moving forward? 4 minutes? Yeah. Look, I'm not going to go into every detail associated with this. I'm going to give you exactly what is needed to understand what happened in a way that regular people can understand. Then I'll finish off with my opinion. If I had to break this into 3 main topics, it would be the following in this order. Short squeeze, as you'll need to understand what that means. Social activism, and final thoughts. Okay, so short squeeze. Everyone is familiar with the idea of investing where you buy low and sell high. Your profit is the difference. Not many people are familiar with the fact that some people make money betting a stock will go down in price. This is called shorting, and Elon Musk hates these people. Here's how this works, and to be quite honest, I totally ripped this from Graham Stephan. He did an excellent job explaining this. Check out the link to his video in the description below. So here's what shorting is. You go to a person and borrow a stock for a predetermined amount of money with a promise to return the stock at a future date. You turn around and sell the stock you just borrowed. But remember, you need to return the stock back to the person you borrowed it from. Your hope is the stock price drops so that you buy it back at a cheaper price than you sold it. You return the stock and keep the difference. If the price of the stock goes up, you are then forced to buy the stock at the higher price in order to return the stock back to the person you borrowed it from at a loss. The danger here is your potential losses are almost unlimited because there is no limit to how high a stock can climb. It would be like asking Snoop Dogg or Method Man and Redman how high could they get. This is where the squeeze happens. As the share price rises, short sellers are forced to buy at almost any price just to get out of their position to limit their losses, which causes the share price to rise even more. This, my friends, is what happened with GameStop and is still happening, which brings us to social activism. GameStop was the most shorted stock leading up to the current events. So much so, it had a short interest of 140%, which means there were more shares shorted than actually existed. This is another video in and of itself, not in scope here. A group of investors from the Reddit community, WallstreetBets, who believed in GameStop, realized that hedge funds, Melvin Capital and others had shorted the stock heavily. They used this as an opportunity to f these hedge funds and Wall Street elitists with a long dunk. The argument is that retail investors have been taken advantage of by big banks and the Wall Street elitists for far too long, and it was now time for them to get a taste of their own medicine. They began buying GameStop stock and call options in large volumes, which drove the stock higher and are continuing to do so, with some research suggesting the stock could reach as high as $1,000 a share. As we stand today, these hedge funds have lost billions of dollars with no end in sight, while everyday retail investors have become overnight millionaires. It's rather interesting to see the transfer of wealth occur in the opposite direction, which will take us to the next topic, my final thoughts. With the rise of the internet and free flow of information, the rise of social networks and no-fee trades, some of the good and the bad techniques that have traditionally been reserved for big banks Wall Street elites and big hedge funds has now been unveiled to the average or retail investor. What has happened over the past week and continues can and will change the game. For better or worse, with the government, the SEC, primetime news, and exchanges all stepping in to voice their concerns, it's yet unknown what kind of fallout will arise from this. What I suspect is there will be regulation. I wonder if people may be fined or serve jail time over this. Not saying that anyone should or should not. It's not for me to determine. I suspect, void of any change, this will continue to happen, and there lies my concern. The Wolf of Wall Street called this a classic pump and dump, loosely defined as an artificial inflation of a stock price through false and misleading positive statements. The argument can be made, well, what's the difference between primetime news talking positively or negatively about a stock over a group of investors with no affiliation other than where they get their information, i.e. WallstreetBets? What's the difference between Wall Street playing the market like a casino and retail investors doing the same? Think about it. What this highlighted was market manipulation is bad. Wait, let me take this back. We already knew that. WallstreetBets got the big guys to finally realize that and actually own it. In these types of scenarios, the big guys lose out, but there will be plenty of the small guys who get burned. I get the argument in this case that
it's not about money, it's about sending a message.
Look, salute. But outside of these scenarios, pump and dumps are good for transferring money from the many, often the little guys, to the few, which have traditionally been big banks and the Wall Street elites. It's for that reason alone I stay away from pump and dumps. If you want to participate in the cause, that's your right. Just don't go investing your life savings or your mortgage and rent money to do so. And that's where I'll leave it. If you didn't get it, the whole point of this video was to discuss what is going on with GameStop and retail investors versus the hedge funds. Lastly, to give you my take on the situation. This is a little different format than you've been traditionally used to, but expect more videos like this coming later this year. If you agree with me, smash the like button. If you don't, comment below and let me know why. I'm an open-minded person who loves dialogue. After you disagree and comment below, go ahead and smash the like button anyways. I'm one of the small guys and any support helps out. Don't forget to Superscribe. Yes, Superscribe, which means subscribe and hit that notification bell so you ensure you get notifications for all the latest videos. I'm Shawn McMurray. This is my channel, Analytical Overdrive, investing in 4 minutes. Yeah.